Hello and welcome to my channel Eleni Yama Yoga. I am Elena and I'm going to show you 7 of my favorite poses for building core strength today. So core strength is really important in yoga but also in everyday life to keep a good posture and a strong abdominal muscles, also strong back muscles. So we're gonna go straight into it with the first pose, which I'm sure maybe you have done lots of times, plank pose. So I'm going to show you always the pose, an easier version and a harder version for modifications. So we'll start by the classical plank pose, where the hands are shoulder width apart, pushing the ground away with the whole hand, making sure that you are like a stick from your head to your tailbone. You're not rounding the upper back, not putting too far away, or not dropping the hips down. Staying in a straight line. And if this is too hard for you, the easy modification is to drop the knees, but still keep a straight line now from the knees to the head. And then if you want a harder version, you can come to your classic plank and take one foot off the ground, then take the other one and bring it down, and do this a few times. Right foot off the ground, back, and then left foot. And try to keep your hips up, not dropping down. So this was our plank pose. And we're gonna go to the next pose, which is low plank or dolphin plank. So we are coming on our elbows, shoulder width apart, and then doing the plank. And now we want to try to have a straight line from the head to the feet. Do not drop too much or too high the hips. Engage your core. And this is the classical version. If you want to modify it easier, variation, drop the knees. Or if you want to make it harder, one foot off the ground, bring it back, and then the other one. Do this a few more times. Right foot off the ground, bring it back down, and then left foot off the ground, bring it back down. And this was our low plank pose. And the next one we're going to try is side plank. So the classical version, you rotate on your left arm and extend the right arm up, keeping the feet stacked, or if you want, you can place the right one in front. The easier modification is to drop the left knee. So make sure your knee, your foot and your left hand are in one line. And then extend the right arm up and stay here. This is also a balancing pose. Really good for core strength. And if you want to make it harder, come to your side plank, Vashisthasana, and take one foot off the ground, bend the knee if you want. Or you can try to even reach the big toe. This is the hardest version. And then drop and repeat on the other side, of course. So rotate to the left side, right arm on the ground, and then extend your left arm up if you want. Keep the feet stacked or place the left foot to the front. If you want to modify easier version, drop the right foot, knee and hand in one line, looking up. And if you want to modify for the harder version, take your left knee off the ground, bend your knee, and if you want, catch the big toe. And then come back to center So this was our side plank or Vashisthasana. And to move on to the fourth pose, we are going to come to low plank, side, on the side. So come to your left elbow, rotate to the right side, extend the right arm up. For this one, if you want to modify, you can drop the hips and then take them up. Drop the hips, take them up, but keeping one straight line. So don't drop the hips too much. This is just like a core drill. And then change sides. We come to the right arm, rotate to the left side, right elbow on the ground, and then extend your left arm and pull the hips away from the ground. Stay here, or if you want, drop them down and then up again a few times. Make sure you go nicely up with the hips and then release. So this was our low side plank, and from here we're going to sit down and do the next pose, the boat pose. So sitting on your butt, the classical boat pose is you keep your feet straight and arms straight. You are like a letter V from the side. If you want to make it easier, bend your knees. Make sure your back is straight, you're not rounding here. Really long spine. And your shin bones are parallel to the ground. For the easier version, for the classical version, feet are extended. And for a harder one, you can come to low boat. So dropping to the ground, but keeping the lower back on the ground. Shoulders are up, feet are up. And then come up again to boat pose. And exhale, low boat. So only your butt and lower back is on the ground. Everything else is away but close to the ground. Inhale up. And last time, low boat. Inhale up and release. So this was our boat pose. And from here, we are going to stay up for the next one, which I find really challenging. So I'm going to place 2 blocks as shoulder width apart on the ground with the long side pointing up. From here I'm going to catch the blocks with both of my hands, make sure my back is straight, and then extend the left foot up so that it's parallel to the ground. For warrior 3. So it's really important to keep a straight line from the head to the left foot. And if you want, you can either stay here for the easy variation or take your hands to the heart or extend your arms for the hard variation to the front, close to your ears, and then release. If you fall down, just come to the blocks and try to keep your strength here. And we repeat on the other side. So keeping your hands on the blocks, extend the right foot parallel to the mat, to the ground. Make sure you are in a straight line. Activate your standing leg, really pull from it. Then if you want, you can take the arms to the heart or extend to the front for the hard variation to find your balance here, and then release. It's important to keep both hips pointing to the ground, not to rotate to the side for warrior 3, but really keep the hip joint locked when you extend the leg. And if this is where you are on the blocks, just stay there. And to show the last pose for core strength, this is actually an arm balance. You don't have to do the full pose. You can go and stay with the easy modification if this is too hard for you. So I like to enter this one from a low squat, Malasana. So just come to a low squat, opening your knees to the sides, and then place your hands shoulder width distance apart on the ground. Really important to extend your fingers and push the whole ground away from you with the whole hand. Take your hips up and then slowly try to move your weight to the hands, putting your knees on the back of your armpits. Looking to the front. The full pose is with taking both feet off the ground. Or if this is too hard, just take one foot. Looking to the front, then bring it back down. And then take the other foot. Really engage your core. And then if this is too easy for you, if you are a master of crow pose already, you can try and extend the hands for crane pose. So make sure your arms are in one line. This is not a pose I like to do very often, that's why I'm not really good, but the classical crow pose should be a good one to go. If this is too hard for you, you can try an even easier variation, seated crow. So just take your knees close to you, as close as you can, and then extend your arms and put them on your knees so that the armpits are coming to your knees and you're just doing a seated crow. It's the same position of the body, we are just seated. Try to feel your core here. And then release. So these were 7 different poses, which I love doing to strengthen my core. And I hope that they helped you. And if you have any further suggestions for videos or for more core drills, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, enable all notifications to not miss any of my videos, and I hope to see you soon again. Thank you. Namaste.